Hello everybody and welcome to the Lasers Mod Spotlight by MSA545 for Minecraft 1.2.5. This is a great mod that I will be adding in my newest LP series that I'm hopefully starting soon. And I'll take you through the range of all these 7 colors, lasers and all that cool stuff. But let's start off with the basics first. So if I head over here, you'll see that in my hand I have a ruby. And a ruby is crafted like this, and it is probably the base item of nearly all the lasers. Now, if I get out my actual laser itself, you'll see this is how you craft a laser, and again it uses that ruby. And then you'll obviously need a lever as well, or some sort of redstone device. But if I simply place down my laser and add a redstone signal, a laser will be produced. And this laser is kind of cool. It can be blocked by items, it can be blocked by players, and also the laser can have different properties, as I'll show you with the different colors soon. But there's some other interesting actual machines that the lasers kind of be used to effect with, and we'll show you some of them now. So let's have a look at those. So coming up first, we're going to have a look at the reflector. Now this is how you make the reflector here. It's very similar to the laser itself, but just with a couple of small changes. And what this reflector will do is it will actually reflect the direction of the laser. Pretty much, it will just reflect it. Although, as you can tell, it kind of stopped quite early there. So if I say break this, and you will get it back by breaking it by hand, which is quite nice, and I say reflected there, you'll see that the reflection rate is a lot further because the lasers do have a limited distance they can go, as you can see there, and you can change that distance using lenses, which I will show you again in a minute. But let's have a look at the second machine that's put into the game, and that's the sensor. The sensor again is made by this sort of pattern here, and they all revolve around this ruby in the middle. Now what the sensor will do is it will turn that laser into a redstone signal. Very cool and very handy. Now finally, you can also pick up a colored display using what are these called? A display tube made like that, and a display panel made like that, and you get 8 per recipe that you make, which is kind of cool. So if I put the tube down like this, you'll see that it looks kind of interesting. If I turn off this laser, that's what it looks like normally. And then if you put the panel down, again it's a see-through panel. However, when you add a laser, it will turn to the color of the laser, and there are 7 different colors to choose from, so it will be kind of interesting if you maybe made some sort of light pattern, or maybe even like a TV I've seen being made out of these. So it is very interesting, although beware, if the path is blocked, the sensor here will not produce that redstone signal, which can be interesting for maybe tripwires, because then obviously you can sort of turn it on and off. So just something to think about. Although let's continue, shall we? Now the lasers themselves again are kind of boring, so let's add some lenses to our laser to give it some certain characteristics and properties. Now before you do any of that, you're going to need to make a lens bench, and that is made like this. It's a fairly cheap recipe, and what you do is you plop it down and you get a sort of interesting GUI. Just think of this as a crafting table grid, but it's in a different sort of order. Let's put it like that. Now you have to sort of make lenses through these. So if you put some glass in the middle like that, sorry, didn't mean to put one there, you get a white lens. Now you can change the color of these lenses by adding dyes. So there you get a cyan dye, you can get a red dye, or again you can get a daffodil dye, or a yellow, not daffodil, don't know why I said that. Although let's make a cyan dye, because I know that one, and what it will do, it will pull items towards the player, or the laser even. Now if you add other parts to this, so like you can add extra properties, for example if you add bricks here, you get a brick border and you get a brick cane lens. While saying that, if you add wood, you get the same, you get a wood cane lens, or you can do the same with stone, you get a stone cane lens, and I'm sure there are some other ones, I could be wrong though. So let's stick with the stone. And then if you want to say add like make the lens more powerful, you can add redstone, and that will give it a power of 1. If you add ruby, it'll give it a power of 2, and if you add diamond, sorry, made a mistake there, sorry, if you add diamond, it gives it a power of 3. Though as you can see, if you actually add more, you can make them even more powerful. So that would give it a power of up to 9 total, or 12 even if you didn't want to have a particular lens type there. So that is a very interesting and cool. Although you can do more than that, you can actually add range to this. So if you had dirt, it would give you a minus range or a -1 range. I don't know why you would want that though. If you had glass, it gives you a +1 range, and if you had glowstone, it gives you a +10 range. That is pretty cool. And there's one other thing that I've forgotten. If you add some blaze powder, it will actually make the lens invisible. However, it will not work if you have a border around it, so it has to be a actual plain lens itself. So let's make that lens there, and that will be our invisible one. And let's make another one. So I will this time make one with a border. So let's give it a wood border just for fun, and we'll give it a yellow color to it, and we'll give it a plus range of 3 because I used up my diamond obviously, and I want you to see the range effect. So let's make it have a piece of glowstone there, so we'll have a range of 10, and that will give it a +10 range obviously. So let's take that one out and let's have a look at these. Now before you actually implement this into your laser itself, you're going to need to have a drill. Now let's have a look at these drills. So a drill is made like this, and it's very nice and simply done. It's quite simple, quite cheap to make. And if you right click, you'll see this interface here. Now it kind of looks a bit confusing. Down here, these are just templates to tell you like what you can make. So a splitter, a sensor, a reflector, a laser itself, or you don't have to have any template there. So you can't just ignore all this. So you don't really need to do that. And then all these points here, these are simply just areas which lenses can go. So if I place a lens there, you'll see it goes to a different direction. Although we want it facing, well, we'll change the direction actually for this tutorial. But I don't want a white lens, I want my special cane lens. So let's put that lens not there, let's put it there. And as you can see, it will actually pull myself towards it. Although it's kind of struggling to, like, I'm struggling to escape it because it's really strong. You have to remember this has a power of 3, and also it has a range of 10. Now I said that this would be invisible. I appear to have some issues with that. I think I made a slight mistake. I think you can only have them invisible if you make them without anything else. So sorry, let's try that out quickly, because I think I may have told a fib there. Let's do this. Put that there, and then obviously let's add our blaze powder. This was working earlier on for me. Now let's put this here now, and again same place. Okay, yeah, there you go. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's a little bit of light shining through here. And if I throw my item in, you'll see that it is getting sucked towards the lens. So that does prove that there is an invisible cane lens there. Although, say, what if you don't want to have maybe a lens as such, or you don't want to waste any materials or resources on this? Well, what you can do is, well, you have to have the white lens in there, but that will come free with it anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Although say if you didn't want to waste any money on those drills, well, if you add a lens with a border, you don't need to drill into it, so it just automatically gives you it. And this here is a yellow beam, and what the yellow beam does is just produces light, so it doesn't have any special effects or anything. It just it produces a lot of light. And this one in itself has, I believe we put power 10 in it, am I right in saying that? So yeah, it's pretty far, and also it's got a range of 10, so it stretches all the way out to here instead of just the plain lens without the range. So that's pretty good. And now let's have a look at the actual lenses themselves, and I'll go through and explain what each individual one does. So for this I'm going to need to get some wood. Thought I didn't have any, but I did. Oh, and that sort of leads me on to the first lens here. So this red lens here is kind of like a laser beam of death, like you'd see in a film. So if a player walks into it, ow, you get damaged. And also, if you put a block on it, it will actually destroy the block. So as you can see here, it is destroying the wood. I believe it will destroy other blocks, such as dirt maybe. I could be wrong while saying this, so let's put that there. Yes, there we go. So it destroyed the dirt block. Now, this blue one here, it simply slows down mobs that come in its path. So I can't really show you an example because I don't have any mobs around me, but you're just going to have to take my word on that. Now here's the cane one. I've explained to you what that does. It pulls items towards it, although you can make it push items away with a certain lens, and I'll show you hopefully soon. Actually, I might not show you. I might leave it to you guys. Now this I also explained, the yellow lens. It is a lens that simply produces light, although since this is very weak, you don't really notice any change, but it is producing a tiny bit more light than the other ones, because all lasers will produce a little bit of light. Now the green one, what it will do is it will speed up the growth of plants in the nearby area. And finally, the purple one here is sort of a combination of the blue and red. So as I showed you before, it will destroy blocks, it will hurt me, and it will also slow down mobs. So that's very cool. And then finally, the seventh lens is just the white one that doesn't really have any real effect, just the standard blocking items. And if I could get it without touching that would be better. There we go. I probably should mention that the red and purple will also destroy items as well. Sort of forgot to mention that. Okay, so let's continue on. So the final item in this mod that would probably be of use to you is this one here, and it's a handheld sensor. And pretty much what this does is, if you say go up to this that we just created earlier on, there's no real way of me telling how powerful that is. So if I click on it, it says it's emitting a power of 4 and a range of 20. So that's pretty much all that really does, although it's very cool nonetheless. So that is really all there is to this mod, so hope you liked watching. There are a couple of things, like you can get special lenses which again make this push instead of pull, and you can also dig into everyday blocks with a drill and turn them into lenses as well, or lasers. So that's really everything that there is to the mod. So thanks for watching, and rate, comment and subscribe if you did like this, because I will be adding more in the future. Don't forget this will be in my newest LP series that will be coming out soon. And tell me if you want to see me do some cool stuff with these lasers mods in the series itself. So anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.